Hey guys, this video I'll explain to you the easiest way of using moles for your chemistry experiments at home. And while you may be thinking I'm doing this at the goodness of my heart, in reality it's just to stop seeing stuff like this.
I got two hoes, one is a dude and one is a bro. I take two lows.
Hey yo, dead ass G, my bad pimp. That's just what happened when you a motherfucking real ass boss. Real motherfucking player, G.
So if you don't want to be chained into watching nilered or ISIS tutorials to have some fun chemistry experiments, then learning the power of the moles is for you. So first, I will skip the academic definition of what a mole is, but basically what you have to know is it's a number of how many atoms are in this number. Now some of you who like to understand stuff may be asking why this number? Well, it's actually the number of atoms in exactly 12 grams of the carbon-12 isotope. Which, yes, it sounds as convoluted as this. Now let's get to how you can take advantage of this knowledge for your chemistry experiments. Let's say you want to perform a neutralization reaction of sodium hydroxide and hydrochloric acid. This reaction looks like this, and on the left side are your reagents and on the right side are your products. And this tells you what you can expect from mixing those two things, in a beautiful simplification of natural forces. Yes, I'm a virgin. Now let's say you have 10 grams of sodium hydroxide that you want to neutralize using hydrochloric acid. So first we're gonna go to Google and check out the NaOH molar mass. The molar mass is the sum of molar masses that comprise a molecule. In this case, sodium, oxygen and hydrogen. And together they are 40 grams per 1 mole. And that basically means if you were to compare 40 grams of sodium hydroxide and 12 grams of the carbon-12 isotope, you would have an equal amount of atoms. Now we don't have 40 grams of sodium hydroxide and we don't really want to add 30 additional grams to get a full mole of NaOH. No, we want to neutralize exactly 10 grams of sodium hydroxide without wasting precious acid. And this is where the scaling fun begins. By this formula, which is N equals mass by molar mass, we can get the proper molar ratio of this reaction, specifically for 10 grams of sodium hydroxide. Now let's divide 10 grams, which is the amount of the reagent we have, by 40, which is the molar mass of NaOH. If you do this calculation right, you will get 0.25 moles. Now this is the amount of moles that this 10 grams of NaOH represents. Basically, if I want to say I want to eat 10 grams of NaOH and then I say I want to eat 0.25 moles of NaOH, then you already know I've said the same thing twice. So 10 grams is equal to 0.25 moles. Let's write this down as 0.25. Now you know on which molar scale, as I like to call it, you are operating. Now to equally react of 0.25 moles of NaOH with HCl, you will need 0.25 moles of HCl. But how many is that? Let's calculate it. Just get that formula we were talking about, which is N equals mass divided by molar mass. We have no idea how much hydrochloric acid we need, so mass here is our X. We put 0.25 as N and 36.5 grams, which is hydrochloric acid's molar mass, on the bottom. Unless you skipped high school or something, you will have no trouble doing this. But just so you know, we need the X to be alone on either side. So we just multiply 0.25 moles by 36.5 grams and we get 9 grams of HCl. Now you know how much pure sodium hydroxide and hydrochloric acid you will need. Now with sodium hydroxide it's obvious, just weigh it out, right? And for hydrochloric acid, well, here's the problem. Unless we're working with pure HCl, hydrochloric acid is a solution in water. So let's get to the second step, which is calculating the amount of HCl solution. First of all, we need 0.25 moles of HCl, and we already know that means it's 9 grams. So before we started this experiment, we went to the shop to pick up a liter of 30% hydrochloric acid solution. Let's assume we have a 100 gram 30% solution of HCl. First we have to multiply 100 grams by 30%, which is basically this. That means that 30 grams of HCl and 70 grams, not milliliters, of water are present in 100 grams of a 30% HCl solution. We need 9 grams of HCl, so let's do this via proportion. 30 grams of HCl is equivalent to 70 grams of water. And now we want to know how much water should be in a 30% solution of HCl that contains 9 grams. So 9 grams of HCl is equivalent to an unknown amount of grams of water. Let's solve the proportion by multiplying the opposite sides. And we get a new equation. 30x equals 9 times 70. Plug that into the simple calculator. If you use one of those complex ones, I will murder you, and we get X equals 21 grams. So 9 grams of HCl is equivalent to 21 grams of water. Adding 9 and 21 makes for 30 grams, which means we need 30 grams, not milliliters, of a 30% HCl solution. Notice how I constantly say grams. Now we can technically mix those two, and not accounting for the exothermic reaction and safety, we will be able to neutralize all of this, assuming all of this mixes fully. Now let's get a harder example, but this time I'll only explain the reaction. For example, let's say you wanted to react potassium nitrate with sulfuric acid to form potassium sulfate and nitric acid. So let's check out the balance of the reaction by counting the amount of atoms. And you can almost immediately see that there's more potassium and hydrogen than on the left side and right side of the reaction. So we need to balance that by basically adding 1 more mole of KNO3 and HNO3 respectively. This makes the reaction balanced, and now we can calculate the molar ratio. Let's assume we have 10 grams of saltpeter. Plug that into the formula, and here we have this result. However, because there is a 2 behind the saltpeter, that we need twice the moles when calculating the amount of grams of potassium nitrate. You can extend this expression to the other stuff and can clearly see how many moles there are. In conclusion, use moles. This formula is used for getting the molar ratio of a specific gram of a reagent, and at this rate I'm probably going to die alone. If you're single, call me. Anyway, that's all. I've also wanted to show you how to make, for example, a 1 molar sulfuric acid solution, but to be honest, I don't think anyone will be interested. This is basically the basics of the basics for people who don't really care about the academic stuff and just want to have fun experiments at home. And remember, don't be a loser. Calculate the moles, motherfucker. Anyway, that's about it, so yeah.